there is a lot to update you on the seed snail rolls. We're going to go in and take a look in a minute at how the tomatoes are doing, but for now I wanted to just give you a quick look at what's going on out here in the garden. I've already gotten some things out. I have a comparison of the ones I've grown versus ones that I bought in the store. I've gotten lots of onions in the ground. We'll take a look at that, and that's still a work in progress. And look here, this is some basil and nasturtiums. Gone crazy. It's still a little too cool. We've got some cool nights coming up here in the next few days, so this stuff won't be able to go out just yet, but it will be soon. So let's go inside and take a look at what these tomatoes need. I really have a lot to show you. I want to go through and show you what's happened from the last video on the seed snail rolls to what's happening now. But first of all, let's take a look at these tomatoes. I've already separated some out, but I sowed heavily, and I told you that in the last video. And part of that was some of these were home saved seeds. Some of them were seeds from a year or two old, and seeds last really, really well. But I always tend to overseed a little bit. I'm always just like low-key afraid that they won't germinate, and then that gives me plenty to share. Now this is, I think, 3 different kinds. Yeah, it's a black from Tula, Big Rainbow, and Pork Chop. These were all new seeds, and they germinated really well. So what I'm going to do now is, because I have so much of them, I'm going to separate them out into their own roll according to their variety. So now if I had a little more confidence, I would have just sown a few more than what I need, but it's what I do. So let's unroll them. Now I'm going to be careful to leave my dividers that have the different varieties labeled on it. Okay, let's start. We'll do these Big Rainbow, and I'm just gonna try to get the majority of them in here. So let's get a good little foundation on, and I'm gonna put this out, since I'm moving these that already have some soil into this. I'm gonna do this one a little thinner, and then put some soil on top too. Now they get pretty thick. And then I like to firm up, especially the bottoms. So I'm just going to separate everybody. And tomatoes are pretty resilient when it comes to this. And you can see some have a pretty good root structure and some not so much. But I tell you, they'll be fine. And these are, right here is, this is the little, like it's seedling leaves, and these are the first true leaves. Those aren't necessary. I've been taking them off. You don't have to do that, but I've just kind of been doing that. And with tomatoes, you can plant them down a little deeper in the soil. So I'm going to go ahead and bring these roots way down and lay the stem. The stem will actually get some roots grow out of the stem. It's just the way tomatoes are made up. I've just placed these about 2 inches apart, and I think that should get them through until it's nice enough for us to plant them out. I just have to go another, hopefully 3 weeks, maybe sooner, depending on what the weather wants to do. Making sure that bottom is firm so that when we roll it, it's less likely to want to come out. Up here, you can just give it a squish, but it's not as important up here because we can always add some. Go ahead and get my tape ready because my hands are going to be full. Now let's roll. Now I'm gently but firmly rolling. And as you can see, it starts to slide a little. That's why I leave a little space at the end. And then pull that up. If I've gotten it icky, I wipe it. There we go. Then just tamp everything down. Be sure and label it. I'm notorious for mixing things up and not labeling correctly, so this is my year. I'm going to be stellar at it. Now let's get the rest of these rolled up and go see what the seed rolls are looking like when we plant them outside. I also put an I for indeterminate or a D for determinate on my labels. That way I'm not looking them up now and standing out in the garden looking them up trying to decide if I need to plant them on a trellis or not. We got the onions planted out. I got 2 whole beds loaded with onions, and I still have more to put out. Now, I wanted to show you how the lettuce did. This one's called Drunken Woman, and it has done great. And I wanted to unroll it so you could see the roots, and it looks great. And I didn't plant all of this at once. You can take out what you need, plant them, and then just roll it back up. But they look great. And here is some kale in the seed roll. It's done excellent. And I want to open up some cabbages that I started and show you the difference between the cabbage in the seed roll versus some that I bought at the greenhouse. And as you can see, they look really nice. I wanted to show you the comparison between the roots of the cabbage in the seed roll versus the ones that I bought at the greenhouse. And the ones at the greenhouse had probably been started way before, and you can see those roots are just round and round. Now let's head back inside and take a look at how the rest of the rolls are doing. They're looking great, and I've got some pretty cool comparisons with the hibiscus, and look at the sweet potatoes. They're doing great. And you can see my light system is working good. I can raise and lower them. And it's on a slant because the peppers haven't gotten as big, but they are doing good. And as the things get taller, I can raise it. I'm going to put these pink things in this little flamingo for my mama. Now, if you caught the last video, the hibiscus that I had done in the rolls were a bit smaller than the ones that I had potted individually. So I up-potted the ones that were in the roll, and I showed you how to do that in the last video. I'll link that here at the end. But let's take a look at what's happening since I up-potted those. So as you can see, for up potting them, they are happy. They have some buds forming, and they look really good. And I think they're going to hold out for another 4 weeks, hopefully sooner, until we get them out. I think they'll be fine. Now, as you can see, with some of these in the individual pots are not looking as good as some of these in, let's see. I mean, they're all looking about the same. Now, just to be fair, I am going to put these in a little larger pot and see if that makes them a little bit happier so that it's a fair comparison, fair-ish. But they've been getting the exact same light and the same fertilizer, and this is just what's happening. So, up potting, but I did not up pot these. These are what I started them in. So we'll up pot them and see what happens. I got dirt everywhere. Tomatoes potted up. We'll take a look at those here in a minute. I wanted to show you how the dill is doing. It's doing lovely. Now, dill does not like its roots disturbed much, so I'm not going to mess with these, and we're going to pray. But you can see through here. Let's see. Can you see the roots? It's looking pretty good, and hopefully these can go out soon. What else do we have? We have eggplants. A few of these varieties did not germinate at all, and one of them, I only got one little booger in here, but that's okay. I have a problem with flea beetles really eating up my eggplants, but I have a solution for that, and hopefully it'll be here in time to get these planted out. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. This is several different types of basil. One is a cinnamon basil, a Chinese sweet, but there's several different basils in here. And I'll probably just leave these in here as well and not plant them up. They'll be fine. And this is holy basil, and apparently I planted a blue million of them. This was some home-saved seed, and some of it is holy basil and some of it is sweet Thai. Now, I can't tell at this point, but when they start getting bigger and the leaves develop, I can tell the difference. This is my absolute favorite combination for tea, especially the sweet Thai basil. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, this is parsley. And the parsley can go out soon. Get through these 2 nights of cold weather, and I'll be able to get this out soon. They can tolerate a little bit of frost. So, but we're not going to have any more frost. Here in East Tennessee, it can be anywhere from in the 80s to down in the 30s, high 20s. So, it's a roller coaster. And here I have, I don't know what that is. I think that's a sweet alyssum, but this is chamomile. Oh, it smells amazing. I wish we had smell-o-vision. And this is, and if you'll notice, this looks really similar to the dill. It's slightly different, but it's really hard to tell the difference. But it's fennel, and the fennel has a little bit of a licorice smell, and then these are some beets. We can get those out soon and hope for the best. And like I showed you earlier, the nasturtiums and some more basil. This is lettuce leaf basil, and it gets a really big leaves of basil. It smells amazing. Now let's see what else we got. Now the pepper plants did really good. I have one little lonely, I think that is an Iko pepper, but that's okay, one's enough. Maybe my friend will have some. My jalapenos are doing good. And I did space these pretty far apart. I don't think I'm going to need to up pot these, but we'll see. Now some of these are sown a little heavier, and we'll just watch and see how they do. Peppers really don't like to be up potted. So instead of separating these, I may open these up, add some soil, and roll them back up like we did in the other video. And look at these. These are loofah plants, and they are doing great. Now they definitely will have to wait until the temperatures are a lot warmer and they will go outside. These take a really long time to get going. You'll think they're not going to do anything and you'll get a little disappointed, and then next thing you know, they're going crazy. So I'm growing my own sponges and I have 2 of those. And here's a look of all of the tomatoes after I got them out and separated them into their own varieties. And if I had individually up potted these, it would have taken so much time and it would have taken up so much space. I am really liking this seed snail roll method. I potted up some of my sweet potato starts. Let me show you some really cool ones. Look at these. Beautiful little heart-shaped purple foliage. And these actually have a orange sweet potato that forms. But we've got them rooting. They've been a little slow to root, but they're growing real nice. And I've up potted some of these. Let me show you what they look like. Here's a roll. These had just little bitty roots on them, and I have potted them up in a seed roll, and you can see they are getting a nice strong root structure. And one of the things with sweet potatoes, when you plant them out from slips, whether you buy them or start them, they get a little stressed after you plant them, and they start looking really puny until they acclimate to the soil. So I found they do a little bit better if I put them in soil from the starts. But either way, they're fine. They are tough. But look at this. That is crazy. Now the cool thing about this is where these have a nice good, look at this. Look at this. Let's see. I mean, it is rooted in there nice. Now what I can do is I can come and cut this off right here and root this one as well. So by the time the weather is ready, we'll have plenty. And look how healthy and gorgeous those look. They look better than the ones just rooting in the water. They are happy. And whew, huge. Hopefully this is the last little cold spell we have. Before you know it, we'll be out there planting all the things, and I'll take you along for that. Thank y'all so much for watching. My name's Loanna, and this is a little bit of homestead.